in chapter 11, finishing up over here, he says more powerful than the desire, the power of jealousy is the desire of kavod. Most people, they can subdue their lust for money or for pleasures, but the desire for kavod is for many people impossible to overcome. It's almost impossible to tolerate seeing oneself being a lesser status than one's peers. In the Shamayim, also this is going to be a big problem, because when we go after 120, we're going to see all the kavod that Sadiqim get. We're going to be like, why? I missed out. Why did I not? And Mamash, you're going to say, I messed up. I should have, I could have, I would have. So now, we have to know that the sages say whoever runs away from kavod, kavod will chase him. Whoever runs towards kavod, kavod will run away from him. A person has to know a lot of times from kavod seeking, you get offended from things that people normally don't get offended from. That's why we said last time, you can make yourself leave this world's reality. In reality, you shouldn't get offended, but you got offended. Why? Because you're demanding it and you're wanting kavod. As Rav Shmuel of Nikolsburg, a great Hasidic Rebbe, one time he arrived at a town, and there was a huge crowd of followers and admirers. So before meeting the groups of people, he asked for a small room with privacy. So one of his students said, Rabbi, why did you go to the room with privacy? The people are waiting to get bracha from you. He said, he listened through the door, through the keyhole, and what did he hear the rabbi saying in the room? He said, welcome, esteemed rabbi, it's such an honor to have you. Shalom, our great leader, you have a bracha. And he heard the rabbi saying these things to himself. So afterwards, he asked the rabbi, what are you doing in that room saying these things to yourself? So Rav Shmuel said, I knew my followers were going to say these things to me. And it's so easy to get to my head. So therefore, what did I do? I said it to myself to make it sound foolish, to make it sound like nothing. That way, when they say it to me, it shouldn't feed my kavod, it shouldn't feed my ego. I want to say it and get it out of my head, get it out of my system already. So you see how, if you don't do these things, and if you don't tell yourself to be humble and work on yourself to be humble, automatically your Yetzer Hara is going to say, see? So yeah, you see we get a yeshvo, you go to a party, you go to a thing, people talking and they're praising the people who made the party, and the guys, two reactions you see. You see the guys, yeah, you see, or there's humble people saying, it's okay, don't say that. As halacha, you're not allowed to say too much praise of your friend in front of other people. Why? Because you might cause him hatred. You might cause people to go against him. Oh yeah, he's such a tzaddik. No, he's not. I'm jealous of him, and I'll tell you why he's no good. So you only miktzat. You only allowed to say in front of him a little bit of his praise. If you're not in front of him, so you can say a lot of praise. But in front of him, you only allowed to say a little bit of praise. And that's why Rav Shmuel said, a person has to know in the sense Pirkei Avot, that let your neighbor's honor be as dear to you as your own. Where should you use your desire for kavod? For your friend. For your friend, you should mim machmir in his kavod. The Charles Salanter used to say, he says, Yenam's gashmiut is my ruchaniyut. That's what he used to say. He used to say, the other person's physicality is my spirituality. Meaning to say that when I go out of my way to bring a cup of water, to ask him what he needs, to make sure my friend has what he needs, that's a mitzvah. That's spiritual. That's ruchaniyut. So for myself, I should say, gashmiut. For the other guy, I have to say, his gashmiut is my ruchaniyut. I should be machmir for it. I should go out of my way for it to give him kavod. So therefore, a person has to make sure to use the kavod for his friend, not for himself. Tzemach Tzedek said there was a king who once wished to personally observe how his subjects are living, how his people in his country lives. He therefore disguised himself as an ordinary soldier, and he went through the kingdom pretending like he's a nobody. When people saw the officer, they politely, spoke to him, they greeted him, but they didn't pay attention so much to him, right? Because the general he was with, they gave him kavod, but the simple officer, the simple soldier, they didn't pay attention to, and they realized it was the king. But what did the officer say? The officer said that I'm so upset. King, you're dressed up as a simple soldier. I'm walking around with you. They give me the kavod. They give you no kavod. And if you would be really here, they would see you're the king. They wouldn't pay attention to me. That's how we have to feel. That's how we have to feel when people give us kavod. What do you have to say? Who's the king? Hashem. So people don't know the king. The king is like a disguised soldier. Right now, people sometimes don't give honor to Hashem. They give me kavod. You should tell them, what are you doing giving me kavod? You know who's here? Melech Malchei Malachim is here. Give kavod to him. What are you giving kavod to me? If a person's standing next to the king, how can you demand kavod? How can you ask for kavod? Go give kavod to the king. And that's how we have to go and remember. The last thing we'll end is the Gemara Sechet Sanhedrin. Look what happened to people who got kavod to their head. We know the story with Yeravam ben Navat. Yeravam ben Navat, he went and he lost everything because of kavod. Him and his brother, they split the kingdom, the 10 tribes and the 2 tribes. Ended up being that he made people go off the derech, he built his own temple and made everybody do avodah zarah. Hashem came to him at the end of days and he said, at the end of his days, he's listen, Chazor b'cha, do teshuvah, you, me, and Ben Yishai will walk in Gan Eden. Me, meaning Hashem, said me, you, Yeravam ben Navat, and King David will all walk in Gan Eden if you do teshuvah right now. What did Yeravam ben Navat say? He said, who's in the front? He says, Ben Yishai. King David will be in the front when we're walking. He says, Yani Chacham. I don't want. I can't stand to see in Gan Eden, walking David is higher than me. I can't. No, I'm not doing teshuvah. And he went off the derech. He continued off the derech, and he told Hashem, no deal. Why? Kavod. Kavod. Some people, it's not about we're in this restaurant, we have this food. It's not about that. It's about who is sitting in the front, who is in charge, who has more kavod, who's the president, who's this, who's that. If you follow that route, Hashem will come to you and give you a chance, and you'll say no. Why? Because the kavod got to your heart. Baruch Adonai Olam.